Hi, Jake from PlayHouse Designs here. Thank you first of all for your purchase of the PlayHouse bed. We're going to try to make it a short assembly video for you, although sometimes I can get pretty long-winded. But thanks again for your purchase, and also check out my other products. Find us on Facebook at PlayHouse Bed, otherwise on Etsy, also under PlayHouse Designs. All right, so for our PlayHouse Bed assembly instructions, I have broken the hardware down. Each step will have its own bag kit that we're going to need. So step number one, we're filming this outside, by the way. It's beautiful weather, gives us plenty of room, so we're just going to do it outside. We're going to take, you have cross braces, and there will be 2 of these cross braces and 2 of these cross braces. And then we are going to take the hardware kit labeled main panels, and you will have 4 main panels. So you will notice on the main panels, one side, the edges are not exactly smooth. These will be your outer on the outer corners, say your foot of your bed and the head end of your bed. The other side of the panel, it will be perfectly smooth. This is a sawed edge. This will be basically your doorway. So this will go towards the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay the panel with the window facing up. We're going to find one head end and one foot end, the smooth, and you put the smooth sides towards each other. And you're going to take this as your bottom frame spreader piece that connects these panels. So what you're going to want to watch for here is that you're flush across the bottom, even, and that this seam here is nice and tight, closed up. And you'll notice that there's 4 holes on the bottom here. So we're going to take our main panel kit, and all hardware included, use just a number 2 square bit, just a standard number 2 square bit. So we will take your screw with a finish washer, slides right into the hole, tighten it down. Do that for all 4 holes on this bottom. I'm all shaky because I had too much caffeine today. All right, so that's your bottom connector. Then you go to your top connector. Same thing, you're going to put the panel on top here, slide that underneath so that this is out front. What you're going to look for here, we're not going to worry about this being flush, we're going to worry about this top angle. That this top angle is even all the way through. So this top angle will follow this line directly through. Same thing as in the bottom. You're going to make sure that this seam is nice and tight. This angle is lined up. Now I'm going to go to the other side right away, because you'll notice that it opened up a little bit here. We're going to close that gap. Tighten that screw down. Now put the other 2 in. Now this bed actually was one of my beds that I used for trade shows, so it's been put together, taken apart, put together, taken apart. You'll notice when we go further on that some of the pieces are pink. We were kind of experimenting with some pink accents, and I decided this bed now is going to actually turn to a red bed with white accents and become a playhouse for my kids' sandbox. So I figured what better than to use this for an assembly video. So now you've got the front of your main panel put together, and so you can also, there will be screw holes on the back side. I'm not going to put them in right now because this is all coming back apart, but it's the same thing on the back side. You'll have another 2 screws on top on each side and another 2 screws on bottom. So there's actually 16 screws to put this entire panel together. So I have this one, the other one I already, on the side over here, I already have it pre-assembled just to save time. So that is step number 1. All right, step number 2, now that we have both of your main panels put together, you're gonna set the outside of the panel down, facing down. The inside of the bed will have your connector boards will be facing up like this. And this step, we're gonna be putting our end panels and gables on. So we have the end panel laying down, or I'm sorry, the main panel. This is an end panel, has your legs already on it and everything. So in this step, you are going to take, and you'll see this hollow area on the end, that overlaps the main panel, just like this. We'll end up getting some grass stuck in there, but that's okay. What you're gonna look for to line it up is, again, you're gonna have the bottom. The bottom is going to be flush. Bottom of the end panel to the bottom of the main panel. The bottom of the main panel is easily distinguished because the bottom has the larger connector board. Your top is the one with the angle cut on it. So we'll overlap that. We will take our kit, and this is where sometimes with 2 people it's a little bit easier because of the balancing act and everything. But I'm pretty good at doing these by myself also. Now if the grass isn't in the way, you'll notice that there are 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to just go in, tighten this. Now we just put them snug right now, not super tight. Because after all the panels are on, we will kind of come back and snug these again to make sure we get the bed all nice and square. Just going to get them in there. Yours will probably go in a little bit harder than this because this bed, like I said, has been put together and taken apart numerous times. So you're going to repeat this step on the other end, putting the other end panel on, and then we will come back for the 3rd step. And with this, we're gonna make this angle line up with this last angle on the bed. So there's 2 screws on each side. I'll try to talk to you with one in my mouth. So I will line this up with this end. Same thing over here. And because our ground is a little uneven, it's kind of tweaking the bed a little bit, but that's okay, we'll get it put together. So this end panel, you'll have 4 screws in here. I'm just showing you how this goes in and how it lines up. You'll do that with this end, 4 screws. Repeat this step on the opposite end, and we'll be right back with the next step. All right, so now that we have all the main panels put together and both of our gables on, we're gonna put the mattress support and deck in. So your mattress supports will come with the hangers, and we're going to put them in, and you're basically going to line up center of this mattress support with each of your seams on your main panels, and then put the screws in from the top of your support brackets here. Now I'm just going to put a couple screws in just to hold them in place to make this a little bit faster. Same thing on this side. Right, and then you will have 3 deck boards that go in here. I'll grab them. Mattress deck will sit right in here. Alright, so we're going to scoot these in so that you can put 2 screws in. My fingers are not grabbing it. Come here. So that they overlap, you make sure that both of these are on that cross brace so that they're solid. And you'll have 2 screw holes on each board, and we'll put the screws in there. And then 2 on your very outside, you put those screws in. Those are all included in that kit. And then we'll be back for the next step. All right, next step, we have the deck in, and the deck kind of squares everything up so that we know that the bed isn't tweaked one way or the other. And then we have, I have the bag listed as 4 outer corners. This is just kind of a reinforcement. This will tie 2 of the larger frame pieces together. And you'll see these holes on the 4 outer corners, obviously. And we're just going to put these reinforcements in on all 4 corners to tie everything together. And that's that step. Repeat on the other 3 corners, and we'll be right back. All right, so our next step is our roof bridge. This has to get sent in 3 separate pieces just because the shipping would be way too long to fit in the shipping container. So you will have an X on your roof bridge, and you're going to line that X up, close this seam up, and then you'll have a connector board that you're going to center on that. You'll have 3 holes on each side, 6 holes total. So you're going to line this up, and you will use the hardware kit labeled roof bridge. Basically taking it and making it one assembly. So what I'm going to do is make sure that this seam is fairly nice and tight. And I'm just going to get this screw just started. Pull that up nice and tight. Obviously, if you are working on a level surface, it'll be much better, but if I can make this work, I'm sure you can too. Actually did better than I thought I would on the ground here. This is going to support all of your roof board assemblies. All right, so that step is done. This is your roof bridge, and I'm going to grab my next hardware kit for that, which is called Gable 2 Roof Bridge. It's just simple. It's 2 screws, and sometimes this takes 2 people. to put this in, but you'll see, I'll just come around, you can still shoot me from right there. You see there's these pockets for the roof bridge. We'll set this in the pocket. I'm hoping that it stays there. And the joining board has to be down, obviously. And we're going to take, of course I dropped one of the washers, but here it is. One screw in each end. It's right around here, through the gable. One on this end. One on the opposite end. All right, so that includes the roof bridge installment. Next we'll be coming back to put your roofing boards on. All right, next step is putting our roof on. This is a little time consuming, but if you get the very first step right, it goes pretty fast after that. So on this particular bed, we have every other board, pink, white, but you won't have to worry about that. So you have your roof hardware kit, and then it'll come with a 3/4 inch spacer. But the very first step, and we actually have to start with a, what did we say? Did we say whiteboard or pink board? Pink board. We have to start with the pink board. Thank you. So your roof sections come together, assembled like this. There is 3 holes, so you're going to have 3 screws per roof section. You'll have 2 on one side and only 1 on the bottom of the other side. So with your roof bridge, the wider roof bridge part is the side that has to get the top screw. So we start with our center board. There will be center line marks on your main panels, and obviously you use your center line of your mating basically on your roof bridge to start. So you can use a ladder, otherwise stand on the mattress deck. And the first one, of course, I left my tool over here. We're going to start up top. Try not to bash your head on it like I did. And you're going to center this board with that seam, and then this will be centered down there. But you start with this thing, the board nice and flush up here. Put that screw in, and then we will come out of the bed, and we will line up our center with that line. You can look right underneath and see it, and this will cover that mark up. And then we will go around the bed to the other side and find our center line mark also here and place that. It appears on an angle, but that's because we're not on level flat ground. So after that, you are going to take your remaining roofing boards, and in the same process, starting up top, you will work your way out using a 3/4 inch spacer in between the next roof section. You will work your way out from center on both sides until you use up all boards. So I'm going to finish that up, and we'll be right back with putting in your shelves. All right, at the head end of the bed, where you're wide open here, we're going to put in our bookshelf. You will take your loft and shelf bag, and we're not going to show me putting the screws in right now because you won't be able to see it anyways, but basically you're going to get the bookshelf lined up here, and we're going to have it even with your window opening on the head end. So it's actually sitting in there right now, and just have it level and right at the top of the window opening. And then up on the inside, you'll see that there's 2 screw holes on either side. Very simple. Put your 4 screws in, and there's your bookshelf. All right, so we got our bookshelf in. Now we're going to do our toy loft. Toy loft comes fully assembled, all pre-spaced, everything. The foot end of the bed you will know on your main panels because there's going to be this extra board up top. That's what you mount your toy loft to. Just kind of work this to get this up in here, and you will butt this all the way up against your foot end, and then there will be 3 screws on each side that go up from the bottom. I will just put 2 in to hold it up into place right now. They come right in. And that, like I said, there's 3 boards with 3 screws on each side, and that will install your toy loft. All right, again, thank you very much for the purchase of your PlayHouse bed. Hopefully you and your children get as much enjoyment from it as me and my children got from our first one. Again, we have many other products, so stop by on social media. We're on Facebook at PlayHouseBeds.com. Our website is PlayHouseBeds.com. And then also on Etsy under Playhouse Designs is showing many of our other products. Again, thank you for the buy, and you can contact us anytime.